Hi, my name is Maya Hayes, and I am a graduate assistant and personal trainer for the Georgia State Recreation Center. I'm also a certified bar instructor, and today I'll be showing you a bar crunch sequence. So this sequence is going to be great for building abdominal strength and endurance. And the only thing you'll need for today's sequence is just a mat. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start our sequence by lying flat on our mat and starting off with some crunches. So you can choose to crunch with both feet flat here, which is a little bit easier, or you can lift your legs up to 90 degrees, and this makes it a little bit more challenging. And we'll start our sequence with 10 repetitions of crunches here. So a couple of things to focus on as you complete your crunches is focus on keeping your elbows back in line with your head and lifting your chest more so as you come into your crunch versus pulling your head forward. So this will cause the abdominals to do the majority of the work and put less stress and pressure on your head and neck. On our very last crunch, we're going to hold the up part of our crunch position, and you can choose here to bring one leg flat, or you can keep both legs at 90 degrees. One leg flat will be a little bit easier, and we're going to come into some leg extensions. So we're going to extend our left leg out nice and long, and then we're going to bring it back to 90 degrees. So the lower you come here, the harder it will be. So to modify this to make it easier, you can always keep the leg a little bit higher as you extend, or if you want to make it harder, you can bring the leg a little bit lower. So we're going to do 10 repetitions of our leg extensions plus crunch hold. A couple of things to keep in mind here is you never want to pull on the head or neck to keep it lifted, and you want to focus on keeping the low back pressed into the mat. So you can do this by focusing on keeping the belly button pulled in towards the spine. After our extensions, we'll move back into our crunches. So you can choose to keep the legs lifted, or remember you can bring the legs down at any point to make the exercise easier. So we'll follow up now with 10 repetitions of crunches. On our very last crunch, we're going to hold our up position of our crunch once again, and remember at this point, if you need to make the exercise easier, you can make your right foot flat to the mat. And then from here, we're going to come into some leg lifts. So we're going to extend the left leg, and we're going to lower and lift here. Again, with this one, just like the last exercise, you can modify by how low you go. So if you want to keep it a little bit easier, you can focus on not going quite as low. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can go a little bit lower. But as with the last exercise as well, here you want to focus on keeping the low back pressed into the mat. If your low back starts to arch at any point, then you're probably going too low. So we'll continue here to complete 10 repetitions of leg lifts with a crunch hold. After our very last leg lift, we're going to move back into our crunches. So remember, if you need to, you can bring both feet flat for the crunch portion here, or you can keep the legs up at 90 degrees. So we're going to move back into 10 repetitions of crunches once again. As we get tired in this sequence, sometimes we have a tendency to want to pull on the head and neck to lift ourselves up, but try to avoid this and really focus on keeping the abdominals engaged to lift yourself up. On our very last crunch, we're going to hold once again, and remember you have the option to bring that right foot flat if you need to make it easier. And we're going to move now into what's called a heel tap. So we're going to flex the foot, and we're going to slowly lower our left heel down to the mat. And with this, like our other exercises, you can adjust the intensity by not going quite as low. So if you feel like your low back starts to arch, if you go all the way to the mat, just go as low as you can while keeping the low back flat into the mat. And again, here you want to focus on keeping the belly button pulled in towards the spine. So we'll do 10 repetitions of our heel tap and crunch hold, and then we'll repeat all the exercises for our opposite side, so for our right side. Alright, that concludes today's bar workout. Just remember that you have modifications available at any point if you need to make the workout easier or harder. Alright, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you found it effective, and I'll see you next time.